Okay, so I'm going to show you how to set up yourself to be able to record a DVD so that your virtual students can be able to watch it. Because I haven't found any good way to have my virtual students be able to watch a DVD along with the class. Because in Google Meet, you can only share audio if it's in a tab. Um, so I'm going to start presenting now. I'm recording this in Google Meet because I need to show you how to set up Screencastify, and you can't record Screencastify twice at the same time. So I'm recording in Meet so that I can show you how to set up Screencastify. So I'm going to share my screen. And if you'll notice, you don't get the option in Google Meet to share your audio. When you do your whole screen, the only time you can get that option is if you share a tab, but you can't play a DVD in a tab because it's not part of the internet. So that was the problem I ran into. So here's my solution. So what we need to do first is you need to open up your DVD player, inside your computer, which I can't show you that part because I'm on a laptop that doesn't have a player in it. But you'd want to do this on your desktop in your classroom. So you open that up, put your DVD in, get it set up, open it up full screen because you're going to record your whole screen on this. So make sure it's full screen and just pause it before you get to the part that you want to record. And then once it's paused and it's ready to go, you're going to go to your internet browser, Google Chrome. And I want you to open up just a standard, Google page and go up to your extensions and click on the Screencastify button. And that's going to open up all your options here. If you hit show more options, this is where you're going to see everything. So right now, mine's set to have my microphone on, which I actually need it to be off because we're just going to record the movie itself or the video or whatever you're doing. So you don't need your microphone on. That's going to cause too many other interferences. You don't need your webcam, so turn that off. I always do the countdown, so you can leave that on if you want. We don't need the drawing tools, but we do need the system audio. So this is what your screen should look like. So you want desktop, microphone off, webcam off, the countdown, that's your choice, on or off, showing draw tools off, system audio on. That one's really key. Okay, and then you're going to start recording. Now, once you get into here, do not go to application window. Keep your entire screen and then make sure that this share audio is checked. So we want that on and then hit share. It's going to count you down. And then I usually hide this. That way it's not showing on the screen. Now this one's showing because it's from my Meet. All right. And then you want to go to your movie screen, where you're playing the DVD, hit play, and that Screencastify is just going to record it. Okay. Now, once you're finished with it, I'm going to stop the recording. Once you're finished, you stop the movie and then you go up here to Screencastify. It's going to automatically open this up. And I usually go ahead and title it. That way I know what it is. So we're just going to call this DVD. I don't know, whatever. Okay. It automatically starts playing. If you want to hear it, you can unclick it. But here's where, for me, I found a problem because I was doing a movie that was about an hour and a half long, and I recorded it in about 20-minute segments. And I thought, okay, well, I'll do that. I didn't want to publish it to YouTube. I wanted to send it straight to Edpuzzle. And I thought that was okay. But my problem that I ran into is Edpuzzle loading a video file directly in has a maximum of 1 gigabyte. And these files, and I'll show you here. I'll show you one of mine. So what I did over here was, for instance, I was showing them the movie Loving Vincent. And this first opening 20 minutes of the movie ended up being over a gig. So to make that smaller and be able to drop it in straight into Edpuzzle, because again, I wanted to skip the YouTube part. You click the open in editor, and it takes it a second. It'll load. And at this point, once you get into the editor, you can cut out the beginning part where, it was showing you going from the Screencastify record, and then the time it took you to get to your other screen to show the DVD, and then at the end when you had to go back and stop the recording, you can cut that out so the kids don't have to sit there and watch that. Or even there was a point in one of these where an announcement came over and I had to pause the video so that we could all hear the announcements in class. So I just went back into the editor and I cut that out so the virtual students didn't have to do that. All right, so once we're in here, and you can see here, I haven't done this one yet. So I've got all this part at the beginning, and I wanted to cut that out. So what you do is you click in here, and wherever you want to, actually, I think I may have done this one. You just add a cut. You just click cut, and then highlight the part that you want to cut out, and then just hit delete. Okay, and that's going to cut that part out. But here's the real kicker. So it was over a gig. When you go to export, I like to export it to Google Drive. That way, I don't. If you do export MP4, it's going to download it to your computer. Go to export to Google Drive. Again, name your video. I'm not going to do this because I'm not sure if it's the way I want it. But you would type it in, you'd hit save, and it's going to download it straight to your Google Drive, and it's going to be significantly smaller in file. I think I did one earlier, and it took it down to like under 100 megabytes. So you could probably fit a full hour and a half, 2-hour movie if you did it this way into it. It just takes longer to process. And then, so I'm going to go to my recordings. I'm going to open up the one that I did. It's going to start playing. That, I guess. And then we're going to open that up down here under share and do upload to Edpuzzle. Click Google Drive. And it's going to prepare it. And anyway, then once it's in there, you can get into Edpuzzle and you can edit it. If you need instructions on how to operate that within Edpuzzle, just let me know. But I'm pretty sure that everybody has figured out at this point how to work Edpuzzle. And the reason that I go through Edpuzzle is as opposed to just saying, well, you can just post the screen recording. You can post that straight into Google Classroom. But if you do it that way, then you have no way of knowing if your students actually watched it. So I always put my videos through Edpuzzle. That way I have a record of whether or not they've watched it or not. So, because the kids will tell you that they did. So for instance, if I go over here and, open up one of these, that they're working on right now, I can see that, these students haven't watched it at all. They haven't even started it. And so sometimes they'll say, yeah, I watched it. Brandon can say, I watched it. And I can say, well, you haven't, because it's 0%. So that's why I always go through Edpuzzle, because it doesn't really lie. And so that way, if you do it just straight into Google Classroom, they can say, yeah, I watched it, and you have no idea of knowing if they actually did or not. So anyway, I hope this helps. And if you have any more questions, just let me know. I know this wasn't a great explanation, but maybe it'll help you.